Okay. Now today, let me explain once again. See, after completing your material variance, the last thing in this chapter is labor variance. So the calculations are very similar to material variance. Now here I am going to use four more variables, four different variables. One is standard hour, which is represented as SH. AH is actual hour. SR is standard rate, and AR is actual rate. Now the four formulas which are very similar to the material variance, but only difference is the name. For example, first let us, instead of material cost variance, I am here calculating labor cost variance. Now what is labor cost variance? It is standard hour into standard rate minus actual hour into actual rate. Second formula is labor rate variance. So I am finding the variance of rate. So it is standard rate minus actual rate into actual hour. Labor efficiency variance, LEV. See here, it will be standard hour minus actual hour into standard rate. And the last is labor mix variance. So the only difference is, instead of standard hour, I am going to use revised standard hour. So revised standard hour minus actual hour. Sorry, actual hour into standard rate. So revised standard hour minus actual hour into standard rate, where revised standard hour is standard hour divided by total standard hour into total actual hours. Now let us see an example, and from that example we can solve. Let us solve all these formulas. Suppose the question is, let us take two labors, okay, or let us take let us start with two labors, then we will do a three labor. Suppose that various categories of workers. Suppose there are two categories of workers are there. One is skilled and second is unskilled. So standard is given and actual is also given. Actual is also given. Okay. So here it is. Let us take standard hour and standard rate. Actual hour. Okay. And let us take H and R. So standard hour, standard rate, actual hour, actual rate. Okay. So these are the different categories of workers. So standard hour, standard rate is given, actual hour, actual rate is given. So suppose it is 10 hours, 20 rupees, 15 hours, 30 rupees. Or sorry, so it is, let us take this as 30 rupees and this is 10 rupees, because unskilled workers get less wage. And here it is 8 hours, suppose it is 50 rupees, and here it is 10 hours and this is 20 rupees. So total standard hour, okay, total standard hour is 25 and total actual hour is 80. So this is the total. Suppose this is the question that is given. See, there are two categories of workers are there, skilled, unskilled. Standard hour for skilled is 10, rate is 30, unskilled is 15 and 10. Actual hour for skilled is 8, rate is 50, and for unskilled it is 10 hours and 20 rates. So rate is 20. So let us calculate all the formulas. using all the formulas. So first calculate labor cost variance. So first is, let us calculate labor cost variance. Labor cost variance, and that is standard hour into standard rate minus actual hour into actual rate. So let us calculate this for both the skilled and unskilled labor. So first let us calculate for skilled labor, and next we will calculate for unskilled labor. Okay. So I am representing S for skilled and U for unskilled. Now for skilled, standard hour is 10. For unskilled, the standard hour is 15 into standard rate for skilled is 30 and for unskilled is 10 minus actual hour is 8 and for unskilled is 10. The rate for standard skilled is 50 and here it is 20. Okay. So it is 300 minus 400. So it is 100. So it is minus 100. So it is 100 adverse. So 10 into 30 is 300 minus 8 into 50 is 400. 300 minus 400 is 300 minus 400 is 100 adverse. It is 100 adverse. Unskilled is 15 into 10 is 150 minus 10 into 20 is 200. So 150 minus 200 is 50 adverse. So 100 minus 100 minus 50 is 150 adverse. 150 adverse. So the first thing is, okay, 1 second, some people are joining. Okay, those who have joined late, once I am explaining, the first thing is you have to calculate labor cost variance. So it is standard hour into standard rate minus actual hour into actual rate. So standard hour into standard rate minus actual hour into actual rate for skilled. Then for unskilled, standard hour into standard rate minus actual hour into actual rate. So here it is 300 minus 400, 100 adverse, and for unskilled it is 150 minus 200, that is 50 adverse, and total is 150 adverse. So this is how we calculate labor cost variance. Next is labor rate variance. So you can write this, those who have joined late, they can write. So next is labor rate variance. So that is the second thing. And the formula for labor rate variance is standard rate minus actual rate into actual hour. So standard rate minus actual rate into actual hour, exactly like material variance. Now let us calculate for skilled and unskilled. Now standard rate for skilled is 30. So it is 30. Standard rate is 30. And for unskilled is 10. Minus. Actual rate for skilled is 50. And actual rate for unskilled is 20. Into actual hours. So actual hour for skilled is 8, for unskilled is 10. Okay. So here it is 30 minus 50. minus 20. So it is minus 20 into 8. So it is 160 adverse. So it is 160 adverse. And here it is 10 minus 20 is minus 10 into 10 is 100 adverse. So it is 100 adverse. So total is, see, minus 160 minus 100 is 260. So minus 260. So it is 260 adverse. So it is 260 adverse. 260 adverse. So this is how we calculate labor rate variance. So here you can see labor rates. Standard rate is 30 and for unskilled is 10. 30 and 10. Okay. Actual rate is 50 and 20. 50 and 20 into. Actual hour for skilled is 8. Actual hour for unskilled is 10. So calculate. So you will get 260 adverse. So this is how we calculate labor rate variance. Now the third thing is labor efficiency variance. Labor efficiency variance. So that is standard hour minus actual hour into standard rate. Standard hour minus actual hour into standard rate. So let us calculate for skilled and unskilled labors. Now see here, the standard hour is 10 for skilled and 15 for unskilled. Actual hour for skilled is 8. Actual hour for unskilled is 10 into standard rate. Standard rate for skilled is 30. Standard rate for unskilled is 10. So 10 minus 8, 2. 2 into 30, 60. So it is 60 favorable. So it is 60 favorable. Here it is 15 minus 10, 5. 5 into 10 is 50 favorable. So what is the total? 60 plus 50 is 110 favorable. So it is 110 favorable. 110 favorable. So it is labor efficiency variance. So standard hour for skilled is 10, unskilled is 15. 10 and 15. Actual hour for standard is, for skilled is 8 and unskilled is 10. Then standard rate. Standard rate for skilled is 30 and for unskilled is 10. So here you will get 10 minus 8, 2. 2 into 30 is 60. Favorable. It is positive. So it is favorable. 15 minus 10, 5. 5 into 10, 50. Again it is positive. So it is favorable. And total is 110 favorable. And the last is labor mix variance. So next is labor mix variance. Only difference is instead of standard hour, I am going to use revised standard hour. I am going to use revised standard hour. So I am going to use revised standard hour. And then what is revised standard hour? The revised standard hour is, I will write the formula. So let me write the formula here. Revised standard hour is standard hour divided by total standard hour into total actual hour. So it is standard hour divided by total standard hour into total actual hours. So first thing is we must calculate revised standard hour for skilled and unskilled. So first, let us calculate for skilled. Skilled. The standard hour for skilled is 10. Total standard hour is 25. And total actual hour is 18. Okay. So it becomes 10 into 18 is 180. Okay, or let us say it is 2, 5. So 36 by 5. 36 by 5 is 7.2. Let me take in decimal. 7.2. For unskilled, it is, see here, unskilled, the standard hour is 15. Total standard hour is 25. And total actual hour is 18. So it will be 3, 5. So it is 54 divided by 5. See, 54 divided by 5 is 10.8. It is 10.8. So revised standard hour is for skilled is 7.2, for unskilled is 10.8. Now let us calculate here. Okay, for skilled and for unskilled. For revised standard hour for skilled is 7.2. 7.2. And for unskilled is 10.8. So first write revised standard hour for skilled and unskilled minus actual hour for skilled. Actual hour for skilled is 8. Actual hour for unskilled is 10. Into standard rate. Standard rate is 30 and here it is, and for unskilled is 10. Now 7.2 minus 8 is 0.8 into 30 is 24 favorable. 24 favorable. Sorry, it is minus, sorry, it is minus, it is not favorable. It is minus 0.8 into 30. So it is 24. It is minus. So it is 24 adverse. Okay. So it is 24 adverse. 24 adverse. Because it is 7.2 minus 8. So 7.2 minus 8 is 0.8. So minus 0.8. Minus 0.8 into 30 is 24 adverse. Next, 10.8 minus 10 is 0.8 into 10. Into 10 is 8 favorable. So it is 8 favorable. So it is 24 adverse, 8 favorable. So minus 24 plus 8 is minus 16. So we can say it is 16 adverse. So 16 adverse. So this is how we can calculate labor cost variance, labor rate variance, labor efficiency variance, and labor mix variance. So these are the 4 formulas. It is very similar to material variance. Only difference is instead of quantity, I am using hours. Instead of price, I am using rate. That is the only difference. Okay. So if you know material cost variance, you can easily calculate labor cost variance.